This is Boomer Life on CL 650.
It's money that matters. It's the topic of conversation today. Welcome to Boomer Life on CL 650. I'm Joanne Sutton. Today we're speaking about the benefits of taking the time to review your finances with your family and your loved ones. And that could be your parents, your in-laws, or your kids. And this definitely includes adult children as well. JimDoyle is here. Jim is a senior financial consultant with Investors Group Financial Services. He's been in the industry for 34 years and specifically 26 of them with Investors Group. He's got a lot of valuable insights to share with us regarding parents who may not realize how much they could actually be hurting by helping out their adult children. Now, we've just had a long discussion about this, but I'm sure this comes up in conversation with a number of your clients, Jim, about wanting to help out your kids, whether it's a loan for their school or maybe something that's really relevant in today's hot real estate market is trying to help your kids find a place to live.
You know, we see a lot of this, Joanne. I think a lot of parents are very concerned that their kids might not have an opportunity to get into the real estate market, and they want to do whatever they can to help them do that. The unfortunate part is that sometimes we're seeing that some of these things might be hurting the parents a little bit.
Well, it would cut into their retirement planning for sure. So where's a good place for them to start? If a client comes to you and says, I would like to give my kids a down payment to buy a house.
Well, you know, when the parents come to me and the kids say they want to buy a mansion, and the parents are having a little bit of a discussion, you know, should the first place be a single house? Should it be an apartment? You know, sometimes that's a tough place to have that conversation.
Sure. Is it a starter home or a forever home?
Exactly. You know, and where is the money going to come from? A lot of parents have built up significant gains over the years in their investment portfolio, and sometimes when they go to access resources to help out their kids, they end up with a rather nasty tax surprise, which they hadn't thought of at the time when they go and take the money out.
So I know you'll have a good suggestion for this, something about a first-time home buyer's plan?
Well, I think it's a wonderful program, but you need to plan and you need to give yourself some time to make this work. The RSP First-Time Home Buyers Plan means you can't have owned a home in the past 5 years. You have to be a Canadian resident, and there's some other rules that go with that. But you need at least 90 days between the date the offer is written and the time that you move into it. Otherwise, you cannot use RSP contributions during that period of time towards your home buyer's plan. So in a nutshell, basically what happens is you can take up to $25,000 from your RSP to go towards the down payment on your home. Now, eventually you have to pay this back. Okay, CRA lets you do it out over 15 years, but you don't have to start for at least 2 years. It's a nice way to gain some other resources. Why I think this strategy is such a winner is that for somebody who has just bought a home, they've got a lot of the resources going into the down payment, and they're going to have additional expenses coming up. What better than to have a nice healthy tax refund coming as a result of an RSP contribution?
That's great advice too. And you also made a point earlier about when you are giving money to a child, there's two really important things to remember there about, I guess, where it's coming from.
Well, again, I want to ask parents, you know, is this a gift or is this a loan? You know, when I ask parents if their kid's relationship goes sideways, okay, is this a gift or a loan? I'm going to get a very different answer, okay? If it's a loan, write it up as a loan, okay? Treat it as a loan, okay? Ask what sort of payments you're going to be making, what interest rates you're going to be charging and stuff like that, okay? If it's a gift, then recognize it as a gift, and whatever happens to that money happens to that money.
Sure, tie a bow on the envelope. And we're not going to leave today's show without talking about your 3 T's, which are just essentials in advice when it comes to planning out your financial future.
Well, here's the 3 T's as I like them. Time to do the research and anticipate the tax consequences. Technique, knowing what you're doing with knowledge. And, of course, temperament. That means emotional control.
Jim, thanks once again for your contributions to today's show.
Thanks, Joanne.
You're listening to Boomer Life on CL 650. I'm Joanne Sutton. Today our conversation has centered a lot on kids and money, or parents and money, either way you want to look at it. JimDoyle, Senior Financial Consultant with Investors Group, has been our guest today. If you have any concerns or questions about your financial future and making your savings last, please call Jim. His number is 604-682-5431. Or better yet, you have a chance to meet Jim and his team in person. April 26th, 6:30 till 8 p.m. Jim is going to be hosting a workshop at Van Dusen Gardens. Thanks for joining us today for this chat about kids and money and your parents. This is Boomer Life. I'm Joanne Sutton on CL 650.